Now I've trimmed it all up, I'm going to add the googly eyes. Hi, and welcome to another episode of Craft on Camera. Today we'll be making some yarn octopuses. First, what you'll need is a piece of cardboard, preferably A4 size, and a chosen colour of yarn. I've gone for purple. The first step is to wrap your yarn around the cardboard like this. And you need to do this 87 times. Once you've wrapped it round, it should look something like this. Don't worry if it's not exactly 87. Then you need to trim off the end and tie a knot. Once you've got it like this, you need to push it off the cardboard ever so gently, like this. Once you've got it off, try and hold it secure. You need to take a little bit of your string in the same colour and wrap it around one of the ends, like so, and tie a knot. Once you've done tying the knot, you're finished with the cardboard, so I'm going to put it to one side. Now you need to take your scissors and you need to cut through the yarn at the bottom and try and be as equal as possible. When you've cut it, you should have something like this. And now you need to lay it down flat on the table. Spread out the yarn as much as you can. Now you need to get your ping pong ball and put it on one side of the yarn, as close to the middle. And then take the yarn and wrap it over the top. You want to try and get the yarn so it covers the ping pong ball. And scrunch it together. You then need to secure the ping pong ball in place with either an elastic band, some ribbon, or some leftover yarn. I'm going to use some leftover yarn to start with. You want to wrap it round and then secure with another knot. Once you've secured your thread, you can then make sure that the ping pong ball is fully covered. This can also be a time where you neaten up any long thread. Don't worry if it's not perfect. It adds to the charm of it to have it a bit rough and ready. So once you've got it like this, it's time to do the legs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay it out on the table and separate the yarn into different sections of equal size. Now because it's an octopus, ideally you want 8 sections. Again, don't worry if it's not perfect. As long as they're roughly equal, it's fine. So then, taking one leg at a time, you need to make a plait or a French plait to tie them together. So I'm just going to move these legs out of the way while I focus on this one. I'm going to take this section into 3 other smaller sections to plait over. This is a really nice relaxing activity. You do not need to rush here, but at the same time it doesn't have to be majorly neat. Once you've reached the end of the plait, you need to secure this in place. What I'm going to use is a bit of ribbon. Again, you can tie a knot or a bow. I've now plaited all 8 of my octopus legs, so now I'm just going to neaten it up by trimming the loose ends and where the ribbon's a little bit too long. Once you've done that, just discard all the loose ribbon and yarn. Now I've trimmed it all up, I'm going to add the googly eyes. So you can take stick-on ones or you can just add glue yourself and just pop them on wherever you like. Now I've added the eyes, I'm finished with this octopus because I like him the way he is, but feel free to add any extra accessories you want onto him. As you can see, you can really get creative with these octopus creatures. For example, this one's got a hat and a moustache, and this one's got some plaits in it, and I think they make a nice little octopus family. Thank you for joining me for this week's episode of Craft on Camera. I hope you've enjoyed making your octopus creature, and I'd love to see your creations. Join me next time for another Craft on Camera episode. Thank you. Bye. Bye.